All, this is Dr. Mobeen Sayed. Today we'll have two talks, one now and one at 6 o'clock. So I am angry, upset, disappointed, and confused as well. So let me show you why. And the credit for this work does not go to me. It was actually somebody else who did this work. I want to share it with you. So I'm not spilling the beans first. That why am I angry? I want to show you something so that I can hear from you. Am I correctly angry or not? So this is MedPage, March 7, 2022. Here they're talking about vaccines and stuff. But what is interesting is here they're saying COVID-19 vaccine safety monitoring is the most robust in US history, and the two complementary surveillance systems used in this study should bolster confidence that mRNA COVID 19 vaccines are safe, said co author Hannah Rosenblum, MD, also of the CDC, in a statement. So I'm going to stop here. Read the statement again. And what does it tell you? Forget about your pro vaccine or you are not pro vaccine or not pro this vaccine. Just forget about that all. Just see where we stand. So here, COVID-19 vaccine safety monitoring is the most robust in the US history. And honestly, if it is US history, I could say, to the displeasure of some of my international audience, that it would mean most robust in the world. Although I will concede that we have not been the best in the world with the COVID management. So, anyways, that's my take. Then, so this is a take here. Then I want to go to the CDC document. This document is Vaccine Adverse Events Reporting System, VAERS, standard operating procedure for COVID-19 as of 29 January 2021. And they did an update to this, so it's slightly changed in the future. But this is a CDC and FDA plan to say how will we look at the data and how would we work with it. Good. So on one hand, we are told that, hey, very robust system, great surveillance, best in the US's history. And here is a plan as well. This plan was actually before, that article is after, but these articles are using these kind of information. So here I want to show you something interesting. So there is if you go to the content of this document in the beginning, table of contents, it says signal detection methods and data analysis. And 231 section is proportional reporting ratio, PRR, data mining, and then crude reporting rates. So I want to focus on the PRR for a second. If I continue to search for PRR, then here, this is another page where they're saying CDC will perform proportional reporting ratio analysis, excluding lab results, to identify adverse events that are disproportionately reported relative to other adverse events. So they're saying that somebody says, let's say after COVID vaccine, I have headache. And tens and thousands of people say we have headache. But then disproportionately, there is another event that is not seen, then they would catch it with the PRR method. Then they say here, vaccination errors will be summarized by vaccination error group based on automated data and include any error involving COVID-19 vaccine. So you could say that, what am I reading? I'm reading to you a plan document, which is good. We love it. They are making a plan for us and publishing it and saying, here is how we are taking care of you. Here is how we're looking at the data for you. Then here, they say signal detection methods and data analysis. And they say two main approaches to data mining are proportional reporting ratios, PRRs, and empirical Bayesian geometric means. So these are two main ways of looking at data. And then they say here, PRR will be used at CDC for potential signal detection. So I hope English is my second language, but many of you have the English as your first language. So I hope this means what they're saying is CDC's responsibility is to do PRR. Empirical Bayesian data mining will be performed by FDA. So this document separates the responsibilities of data mining. So there are two types of data mining, PRR and data mining. And PRR is the responsibility of CDC for COVID data. This is COVID data processing document. And FDA's responsibility is data mining in general. Then here, 231, they say, what is proportional reporting ratio? CDC will perform PRR data mining on a weekly basis or as needed. It's very interesting, weekly basis or as needed. I would like to read as needed as if it is needed even more than a week, more quicker than a week. They could read it as never. We never thought it was needed. Anyways, CDC will perform PRR data mining on a weekly basis or as needed. PRRs compare the proportion of a specific adverse event following a specific vaccine versus the proportion of the same adverse event following receipt of another vaccine. If vaccine A causes headaches and it is in 10% of the people, and another vaccine B also causes headache, but that's only in 1% of the people, then this statistical distance between these two is sufficient enough for CDC to say, wow, this seems like a signal that is important to look at. So following a specific vaccine versus a proportion of the same adverse event following receipt of another vaccine. A safety signal is defined as a PRR of at least 2 chi-square statistics of at least 4 and 3 or more cases of the AE following receipt of the specific vaccine of interest. So they're telling their method. And that is fine. They're telling us how they would do this. They even are giving us a formula. So, and then they say data mining. FDA will perform data mining at least bi-weekly with stratified data mining monthly using empirical Bayesian data mining to identify AEs reported more frequently than expected following vaccination with COVID-19 vaccines using published criteria. So again, I'm not going to go into what does VAERS say, what signal is present or not present. There is ample number of articles. My job only here is to share with you my confusion. So would you agree that the understanding so far from these couple of things is that CDC will perform PRR on a weekly basis or something like that on the VAERS data to make sure that the signals related to this vaccine compared to other vaccines and compared to each other will be caught and processed, and then hopefully they would respond to them. Correct? Is this something that you would agree that that is a fair thing? Now I'm going to show you an article which is on Substack. And so Substack articles, my articles are there too. Totally up to you to like them, dislike them. But in this one, I don't even want to read the article. What is interesting is, and again, some folks look at the Children's Health Defense and say, well, they are anti-vaxxers. Why do you listen to them? Here, they are anti-vaxxers or they're not anti-vaxxers. Here is a CDC response, which I'm interested in. So they reached out to CDC and said, can you tell us your PRR data results? And CDC said, in regards to item 2, program staff within the Immunization and Safety Office inform me that no PRRs were conducted by CDC. This is June 16, 2020. So once again, I would request you, you are pro-vaccine and you think that these things should not be done because people will become hesitant and this is counterproductive, or you are anti-vaccine who thinks that these things should be looked at and because of this everything is wrong, or you are somewhere in the middle. At least just see what how we are being treated while we are in these groups. This is the data document from January 2021, this whole year of 2021, then 6 months almost of 2022, 1.5 year. And I missed one part I wanted to show you. They had said, look at this, after initial licensure or approval of COVID-19 vaccine in the United States, initial data reports may be too few to allow for data mining immediately. As the data mature, PRR and empirical Bayesian data mining can then be used. How wise of them. How clear that we would not do it right away. We would not have enough data. So as the data matures, there'll be more data, then we can run these analytics and we'll give you better results. So June 16, 2022. Would you consider there is enough data that the data is mature? In regards to item 2, program staff within the Immunization and Safety Office informed me that no PRRs were conducted by CDC. Furthermore, data mining is outside of the agency's purview. Staff suggest you inquire with FDA. PRR is a type of data mining. They actually put that in their own document here as well. And they say, so if you go to the beginning of the document, it says signal detection method and data analysis, proportional reporting ratio, then data mining. And then down here, they talk about data mining types. And so two main approaches to data mining are proportional reporting ratios and empirical Bayesian geometric means. But still, a proper data mining versus a PRR, they're talking about these two things. So they're saying we haven't done our work. Maybe you should ask FDA as well if you're more interested in data mining as well. And so, fine, Children's Health Defense, you don't like them. Okay. I don't think it's about liking them or not liking them, or their stance about vaccines or not vaccines. This is wrong on the CDC's part. And this letter is produced as a result of Freedom of Information Act. And so this makes me confused. What is a confusion? The confusion I have is, are the agencies and the teams that were supposed to look at the data, are they looking at the data? And this message, this is by Roger Ando, CDC FYI officer, and he's saying it, Office of the Chief Operating Officer, they're saying it on June 16, 2022. This makes me angry that you published a methodology. I have always been saying UK has done such a great job with data. Israel has done such a great job with data. We feel embarrassed at least I feel embarrassed with our data processing. And here they're simply saying, well, my office tells me no PRRs were conducted by CDC. They said we'll do it on a weekly basis. So anyways, now I'm repeating. So thank you very much for listening in. If I am incorrect, if there is a better document somewhere, if there is a better update somewhere, maybe a pro-vaccine document kind of tells that, hey, this was actually not CDC's job, it was someone else's, that document was there, but then they changed their job. Fine, I would love to hear that. I'm not on one side or the other. I am just disappointed as a citizen of the US for our agencies doing this to us. So with this, I'm going to stop. There are some questions that how are you doing? So I'm doing fine. Yesterday, this morning when I woke up, I was almost recovered. So didn't have any running nose, have slight congestion, but no feeling of tiredness, no muscle aches, no joint aches, nothing. So 2 days of this strange thing, and I'm back to normal. So with this, please like, subscribe, and share. There are links in the description. If you like this work, please support it. To support that, you can buy me a coffee. You can use PayPal. You can become part of Substack. You can become part of Dr. Bean, this medical lectures, YouTube. And there is a link with a really good, surprising price for Dr. Bean plans as well. So with this, thank you very much. I would see you in another 10-15 minutes for our second chat. Bye-bye for now.